Hey everybody, Miasma here with another anime review. This one is my second Patreon request this month by my good friend J Chip from the J Chip Show. If you would also like to recommend me stuff to watch or join the Patreon, there's Discord too. There's a whole bunch of other rewards and stuff going on. I'll link that down below. Um, but yeah, this month around, J Chip wanted me to follow up with my review from about a month ago with Clannad Afterstory. Now, if you have not seen my original review of Clannad, or at least like seen the series Clannad, I highly, highly recommend watching the show. And if you take nothing else from this, Clannad's good, Afterstory's great. Watch them both, and then maybe watch my videos too. But yeah, so this isn't going to make a whole lot of sense, I don't think, unless you've seen at least the original. And I'll try to spoil as least as I can out of this. There will be some stuff, but I won't get into this like super nitty gritty details. I, for one, don't care about spoilers, but I know a lot of people do, so I try to respect that. But there are certain things that I think I'd kind of have to spoil here. So basically, Afterstory is the follow-up to the original Clannad, and it basically has, if you remember at the ending of the original Clannad, again, spoilerific to the original if you haven't seen it, it has Nagisa and Tomoya, they're a couple, and it starts off in the beginning of the series. I kind of liked how it explored one thing that I kind of wanted in the original, was it went over some of the other characters a little bit more. Specifically, I really love like the episode or like the mini arc around who I think was probably one of the best girls in the show, and instantly in like Miasma's probably top 10 of anime waifus here, Misai. I think very low key underrated. Oh man, I love Misai. She's like the dorm mother, I think would be the term, of where Tomoya was living, I think. But it actually gives her some backstory, which is really cool, which I'm sure was in the visual novels, but I wasn't sure if they were really going to adapt or really go into her character at all, and I'm so glad that they did, because she gets this beautiful little mini arc that I think could have even been like its own movie or show. Like, it was really, really cool. Not that the actual story of Clannad is boring at all, like, but I really, really enjoyed this arc. It's honestly one of my favorite like little arcs of anime. I know I'm probably like hyping it up because I like Misai a lot, but everything like what goes on in it and how emotional it is and how it ties into like her as a person today, versus how she was back then and stuff like that. And it adds a lot to her character, which she was already pretty interesting. And it just solidifies your reasoning to be interested in her. At least I was interested in her. I mean, look at her. Come on. But yeah, I really like Misai a lot, and it goes into her past and stuff like that. That was really interesting. And so it covers, this series kind of covers Nagisa and Tomoya's relationship as they get a little older. Life starts to move on. There's more to life than high school. Finally, an anime where there's more to life than high school. Unfortunately, at first, Nagisa has to come back to school yet again, which was devastating. She's still kind of sickly. And I liked the aspect of her having to come back to school, and then Tomoya, the struggle of sort of moving on with his life. As someone who still to this day doesn't really know what they want to do, and I've worked in the same job for like almost 3 years now, a full-time job where I make pretty decent money, but like it's not somewhere I want to be forever. Like, I feel like life is, it's so hard to find like if you are doing something where you're like, hey, I want to be doing this forever, like you are, I feel like one of the few. Like, just embrace that, be happy with where you are, and even if you are someone who doesn't really know where they want to be, but you're sort of, you're at least you're secure somewhere, appreciate that, be appreciative of that, because I think life throws a lot of confusion at you, and finding stability can be difficult. But and this series kind of covers that, I think, very well with Tomoya's arc about sort of like moving on from school and knowing that he's not necessarily like a college guy, uh, coming to terms with like who he thinks he is, and sort of putting puzzle pieces together throughout his life, sort of moving on, and exploring a lot of the stuff between the relationship that he has with his father, and his father even with the rest of the, like other members of their family. I don't want to spoil too much with this. But yeah, I like that a lot. I like Tomoya's development in this series. Not that it was bad in the original, but it steps it up. One thing I want to echo throughout this, one thing I want to, a sort of blanket statement, as it were, is that Clannad was like Neapolitan ice cream, where it's like, you get your chocolate, you get your strawberry, you get your vanilla, right? And you take bites of it, whatever, and say that's like an episode. Episode could be really good. Episode could just be vanilla. Some of the episodes, you get a whole lot of flavor in there. Some episodes just plain old vanilla. And some people like vanilla. Vanilla is sometimes good. Maybe you want vanilla. Me, I don't want vanilla all the time. I want some mix-up. Afterstory is like the Neapolitan ice cream with whipped cream, with hot fudge, with... I don't like cherries. If you want a cherry on there you go. All that. Like, it's everything and then some. It adds so much to what the original did. Overall, like it's a very good overall statement for this. It explores like the side characters more, like I said. It shows the development of Nagisa and Tomoya's relationship. I really like the interaction between Nagisa's parents and Tomoya and like people in public and stuff like that. I like how it shows past high school. Like it shows, like I said, Tomoya trying to move on from school, and then eventually Nagisa trying to move on from school as well. It even shows like the other characters. Like we get Kyo, who becomes a teacher. Out of all people to become like she's like a kindergarten teacher, I think. Like the bombastic, like nutty, like book throwing girl becomes she's the one like in charge of children. I thought that was funny. And then I think it's, is it Kotomi? I might have her name wrong. I'm sorry. But she's the one, I think she goes and studies, like, she's a really smart one that hangs out in the library. I like how I do this for really smart, by the way. She goes and I think studies in America for a little bit. I'm sure some diehard Clannad fan's going to tell me where I'm wrong. But, hey, I liked your show, okay? It's great. And then we get to the latter part of the series, the last like few episodes or so, and really important events happen where spoiler alert. Okay, you can leave now. I'm not gonna spoil like the big thing, but Tomoya and Nagisa start to have a family, and it covers that. It covers. I love that. It's just such a cool thing that we saw these characters from, high school age, getting out of school, still trying to find themselves, still trying to find that stability, and in the meantime, having a very real thing happen. Like sometimes, oh, hey, we're going to start a family now. We got to prepare for this. We got to be ready. Do we have enough support from the people around us? Do we support do Nagisa and Tomoya support each other well as a couple, which I think they really do. And they're a very heartwarming couple to watch, and I was really happy for them. It's weird how happy I was for them, like these, like anime characters, like animated people. So happy for them to actually have a family, and there's so much emotion in this show, and I kind of knew that going in, but I kind of doubted how much like catharsis I would feel with it. Like it's not necessarily situations that I've gone through a lot of time. Like I don't have any kids. But it's just like, I don't know. You feel like emotionally tied to them because I think they're so well developed and such like well written characters, right? Yeah, I mean, I kind of hope that I find stability in my life like that. So in a way, I'm envious. But then other stuff happens in this series that I really don't want to happen to me. But yeah, and the show can get very sad at times, but then it can also be very uplifting at the same time. And I don't want to spoil anything else. Just know that I really, really like this show a lot. it is very expensive if you wanted to buy it. To get both seasons, it'd be like $85. So I kind of get not wanting to buy it. I don't know if it's legally streaming anywhere, but you know, watch it however you want to watch it. I highly, highly recommend that you watch Clannad. It is almost, I would say, a must-watch. But the only thing is, I think I consider like must-watch something that anybody could enjoy. And this is almost there, but I know a lot of people that are just like Naruto, Bleach, friggin', I don't know, like just shonen fans. I don't think that they would enjoy this. But that's like it. I think everybody else would get something out of this, or at least something in like the first season. And if you watched the first season and thought it was kind of meh, give this a little bit of a try. Give this like the first few episodes or so, and then you can drop it after that. But at least try it, okay? So yeah, those are my thoughts on Clannad. Thank you so much to Justin for recommending me to watch this month, and Art of Anime, another really cool guy too. I know he's a big fan of this series, and he has a very, very cool video on his channel about his connection to Clannad, and it's a really cool video. Please check that out. Please check out both of their channels. They're both really awesome dudes. But yeah, tell me what you guys thought about Clannad down below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Were you mad about it? You know, so yeah, I'll link that Patreon down there. And I hope you guys have a safe and happy New Year's Eve. Yeah, look forward to, I'm gonna have a cool update video about stuff that I want to do for next year. Yeah, so that's pretty much gonna be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have made this year great. It was my funnest year so far as a content creator, and I look forward to making more stuff for you. Thank you so much for watching, guys. See ya.